All right, let's dive into one of the weirdest, maybe the weirdest conflict in all of European history. And I'm not talking about land or power or who gets to be king. Nope, this war was all about something so much smaller, and honestly, so much more absurd.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What's the dumbest reason you can think of to start a war? Like, seriously, a fight over a trade route? A really bad insult? Whatever you're thinking of right now, I'm pretty sure history has something way, way more ridiculous. How about a bucket? Yeah, a single wooden bucket. It sounds like the setup to a bad joke, right? But this was no joke. This bucket started a real war with real battles, thousands of people died, and we're still talking about it centuries later.
So the big question is, how on earth does a regular old bucket lead to all-out war? Well, our story kicks off with something I can only describe as the Great Bucket Heist. Okay, picture this. It's 1327, in the part of the world we now call Italy, and you've got these two city-states, Modena and Bologna, who are big-time rivals. So one night, a couple of soldiers from Modena sneak into Bologna, and what do? They don't burn anything down, they don't assassinate anyone. No, they steal a wooden bucket from the town well. That's it. It was basically just a prank, a way to mess with their rivals. But here's the thing. To the people of Bologna, this was not just a prank. It was a massive insult. I mean, think about it. These guys from Modena just waltzed into their city, stole something right from the center of town, and got away with it. It was a huge slap in the face. Their pride, their honor, it was completely shredded.
And just like that, what started as a stupid prank just spiraled out of control. It went from an insult to, believe it or not, the brink of actual war.
And it happens so fast, it's kind of crazy. First, Bologna sends a message, right? Hey, give us our bucket back. But Modena? Oh, they're loving this. They're like, no way, this is our trophy now. And they start showing it off. For Bologna, that was it. That was the last straw. They officially declared war. I'm not kidding, a declaration of war over a bucket.
And this wasn't just them puffing their chests out either. This declaration led to a real massive battle, the Battle of Zappolino.
Now, when I say battle, I'm not talking about a little scuffle in a field. No, both sides went all in. The Modenese, they're defending their stolen prize, right? They put together an army of something like 30,000 soldiers.
And Bologna, who are furious and want their bucket back, they do the exact same thing. They raise an army of about 30,000 too. Do the math. That is almost 60,000 people all ready to go to war and die for a bucket.
So there they are, in a field near a town called Zappolino. Two huge armies crashing into each other. Just try to imagine it. All these soldiers with swords and spears, fighting and dying, and the entire reason they're there is a bucket.
It was a brutal, brutal fight. And in the end, Modena won, a huge victory for them. The Bolognese army was totally crushed and had to retreat. So not only did they not get their bucket back, now they've been humiliated on the battlefield too.
But here's the truly insane part. The cost of that victory. In just that one day of fighting, more than 2,000 people were killed. Let that sink in. 2,000 lives gone for a war that started because of a wooden bucket. It's unbelievable. So after all that chaos and bloodshed, you have to be wondering, what happened to the bucket? Well, its story after the war is almost as weird as the war itself.
Get this, the bucket still exists, like the actual bucket. Modena kept it, of course. And if you go to the city's cathedral today, you can see it. It's on display like a war trophy, a 700-year-old piece of wood from one of the dumbest wars ever fought.
And it doesn't even stop there. The whole story was so ridiculous that it inspired a famous poem, a kind of satirical, epic poem called La Secchia Rapita, which literally means the stolen bucket. It basically makes fun of the whole situation, and it ended up becoming a classic of Italian literature. This dumb war was so memorable it became art.
So let's recap. This one wooden bucket, right? Stolen as a joke. It becomes a war trophy that's still around today. It's the star of a famous poem, and most importantly, it's become this perfect symbol for how incredibly silly things can explode into real, devastating conflict. Which, brings us to a final thought. This all went down hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but doesn't it feel a little familiar? It really makes you stop and think, what are the buckets that we fight over today? What are the little things, the issues of pride, that we let blow up into something so much bigger and so much more destructive? It's definitely something worth thinking about.